In the late 1770s, the idea of revolution hangs heavy over the 13 American colonies. The division of loyalties creates an atmosphere ripe for espionage.
Probably never more than about 1/3 of all the colonists actively supported the idea of independence. Another third were loyalists, or Tories as they were known. And the remaining third ranged anywhere from apathy to being on the side of whoever happened to have an army in the vicinity. This meant you almost always had a ready reservoir of people available to be recruited into intelligence gathering.
In the fall of 1776, the Continental Army loses a series of battles, forcing them out of New York City. With the British Army now using New York as a command post, General George Washington, known for his brilliance in analyzing multiple intelligence sources, gains valuable intel from patriots living in and around the city.
Washington felt that it was vital to get usable, actionable intelligence on what the intent of the British forces were. And not only that, but where were they going, what weaknesses might that force have, everything that an intelligence officer would like to know about his opponents.
Washington actually established a lot of the tenets of what is still the basis of intelligence today. You know, he asked for timely intelligence. You know, if you don't get it to me as soon as possible, it's of no use to me. And he stressed accuracy as well. Don't just bring me one piece of information, find me more.
General Washington calls on the services of Major Benjamin Talmadge to funnel information out of New York. What Talmadge creates is an intricate web of spies they call the Culper ring.
The Culper spy ring was one of the intelligence triumphs of the American Revolution. The key to this is that the ring was made up of a number of anonymous people who Talmadge knew he could trust because they were from his hometown. And the people involved in the spy ring didn't even all know who the others were. And so basically how it worked was this. There was a man named Robert Townsend who lived in New York City. He was a newspaper reporter and he kept a dry goods store. And in both of these capacities, he was able to come into contact with a lot of people and ask a lot of questions and get a lot of information without anybody thinking that it was really strange. Because as a newspaper reporter, of course that's what he's going to be doing. And as a store owner, he's got people coming in all the time. Well, he had one customer named Austin Rowe, who was a courier who lived in Setauket, Long Island. And he would often come to Manhattan to pick up goods to take to people who lived in his hometown. Well, sometimes the package of goods that he would take home would have a letter in it. And the letter would travel out to Setauket with Rowe. He would deposit them in a field. That field was next to a house owned by Abraham Woodhull. Abraham Woodhull would go into the field and pick up this package. Then he would look across the way at Anna Strong's laundry line. Anna Strong would have her laundry arranged in a specific way. There would be a black petticoat and several handkerchiefs. And the combination and the location of those items on her laundry line would tell Woodhull where to meet Caleb Brewster. Caleb Brewster was a whaling captain. He had a boat that went across Long Island Sound between Setauket and Fairfield, Connecticut. He would be waiting in a cove or at a dock or someplace like that for Woodhull to deliver him whatever intelligence he had, and he would take that on his ship across Long Island Sound and deliver it to Talmadge, who would then either personally or through a series of couriers carry it across southern Connecticut all the way to Washington at his permanent headquarters in Morristown, New Jersey. And that was how the Culper spy ring worked.
The Culper ring's successes in intelligence are aided by the cryptologic methods they use to secure the information.
In terms of advancements in technology, you do have this development of like secret inks, and what they would do is in a very innocuous letter, say to your aunt, I'm going to come and visit, they would write a secret message in between the lines of the actual letter. And so only the person who had the reactant to make that ink visible knew what the message was.
The Culper ring communicates using a cipher system. It works by writing a combination of numbers and symbols inside the words of an otherwise ordinary-looking letter. Only those with the code book are able to decipher the message's meaning.
It's kind of funny if you look at some of the letters, because it'll be words and then all of a sudden there'll be this number. The number is what's important. That was the code.
The Culper ring continues to operate throughout the war, providing valuable intelligence that contributes to the eventual American victory. The Culper spy ring remained so well hidden, the general public wasn't aware of its existence until 150 years after the American Revolution. The ring's intricacies are still being learned today, as historians continue to unravel its clandestine nature.